welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Monday. Back after a nice little weekend. Lovely stuff from Lachlan's little birthday party. All kinds of other stuff. Sabres win on Saturday night. Big stuff for your husband, Panda.
He's nervous about tonight.
Yep. Okay.
But it is what it is.
That's it. That's it.
We got to go in optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we have the right amount of chicken wings ordered.
I was going to say, do you guys make sure you have Buffalo foods when you do a Buffalo kind of a shindig?
Yes, we will. So even if we don't go to Nico's, we'll order food from Nico's because he's from Buffalo.
They like pierogies, don't they?
They do like pierogies. Pierogies are big because there's a big Polish population in Buffalo. And Panda is exactly half.
right.
He's half Italian, half Polish, and that's the predominant vibe. You're either Polish or Italian in Buffalo.
If the Kevin Ralston didn't give a frog's fat ass about his weight, I would get you hooked on pierogies.
Yeah.
It'd be my goal.
Okay.
I'd be like, I got all you need. I got the cheddar. I got the 4 cheese.
It's like a Polish dumpling.
Right, yeah. I'm a big fan of dumplings. I love all that kind of stuff. I get the appeal.
And if you really want to not ever move, let me make you my pierogi pizza.
Yes.
She's a heavy dish.
You will lay in a carb coma for about 6 hours.
It is a heavy slice of pizza.
Kind of sounds like that could slow you down a bit.
Kevin would be incapacitated.
Oh, my
Look,
gosh.
me and Denny's made a cooking video of the pierogi pizza. Maybe we shall release it again.
You should.
And it is straight up. It looks like 2 stoned fucks making a cooking video.
That would be incorrect.
It is bizarre.
You are what you are.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
How weird. That's what it looked like. Well, there's some comments that we got to get to here today. Some of them from a regular conversation that we had. One was the unfortunate story of the, I guess, 6 now divers that died in the Maldives.
It's terrible.
Which is a high-end vacation area. I don't think the Maldives is cheap.
No.
I've seen just photos of it, and it looks like it's amazing from what I've seen from some of the photos and just kind of checking it out. Now, there was, I guess, an underwater cave 50 meters deep, and 5 divers went down there, and maybe some kind of toxicity they got through their lines. Maybe they weren't ready for it, and then they had another diver go down to try to get them, and he died as well, so 6 deaths. One of the comments says those divers in the Maldives were grossly underprepared with no technical dive equipment for that deep of a dive, let alone the cave portion of the dive.
Oh.
Now, this is all going to be scuba diver talk, I think, but this is kind of stuff I was talking about. It says 0 redundancy, double tank setup, or rebreathers. The rescuer that died was shown in pictures with a single tank setup, which is a shocker. It's completely undergeared for that type of dive, especially a search and recovery at that depth. I regularly dive deeper than that, and the pure ignorance or it'll be fine attitude to go completely under-equipped for that type of dive is why people have dive accidents and or die. Dive within your limits and your training. Sounds like good advice.
Huh.
And another one said, my friends were scuba diving in the Bahamas and surfaced behind the boat, but they couldn't fight the current, and they drifted away from the boat where my buddy's wife was sleeping. They dumped their weights and drifted out into deeper water for hours. Finally, some fishermen found them and rescued them.
Whoa.
Which I just can't. There's just so many things that, for me now, I'd never be able to bring myself to do it. Have you ever seen, there was a movie my wife had us watch a long time ago. I think it was called Deep Water.
Open water?
Open water.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. And so it's a scuba diving crew. They're out here and they're doing a little dive, and they come back up and they surface, and the boat had left. And they're just there. And the whole movie, I remember just watching my wife. It's just really the movie of them floating. And then sharks show up.
Oh, my gosh.
And after the movie, I'm like, that was terrible. Like, you never get to choose a movie again. Like, I hated every second of that thing. That was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, the only diving I'm doing is in the bedroom. Ow!
There you go.
Okay.
Muff diving.
That's it.
A lot safer, Kev.
That's
well,
it,
it
diving.
depends on what you're.
I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah.
You got to check that thing.
You got to check them off first.
There's some real sharks out there.
Yeah, I've seen some 50-foot cave would look better or the same. Yeah, so appreciate the comments on that. Also, we were talking about another thing that was kind of scary. Somebody was going to the bathroom in the Philippines, and they thought somebody hadn't flushed the toilet until they looked down and said, I'm not sure that is a turd. And they poked it with a stick, and it started to move. And it was a snake head that then popped out. And they're like, that ain't a turd, that's a snake. And then when it kind of reared its head up, they realized, oh, that's not just a snake, that's a cobra.
What a horrible Sophie's choice that is. So it's either, oh, cool, you're happy you get the poop.
You're
happy you get the poop.
Turd's a win.
That's how fucked up that scenario is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now we got this comment. It says, to relate on the snake in the toilet at my work, when we go to the bathroom, we say, I'm going to go see the frog because a while back, my coworker sat down on the toilet and a frog jumped up from the water and tapped his beanbag.
Oh, no.
He came running back to the office and was horrified.
I think he would be.
I do not want a toad tickler. Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
You don't want a frog nuzzling them balls?
There was one time I was sleeping on my couch at my townhouse, and it just seemed like it was just a fucking, I don't know, always some kind of animal bullshit going on. And a frog that got in the house jumped on my neck and woke me up. Not the best way to wake up.
No.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And I see it. It's on the, I couldn't get it out of the house.
Frogs strike fast.
I'm not sure if that thing ever moved out.
He still lives there.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about putting the flushable wet wipes down your toilet, how just because they say they're flushable doesn't mean that they necessarily are and that they break down. And AI engineer Keith did a little bit of a deep dive for us, and he said, yes, the flushable wipes do exist, but their safety is highly conditional. For a wipe to actually be safe to flush without risking major plumbing damage, it must meet 3 strict rules perfectly. 1, got to be the right material. The wipe must be made of 100% plant-based fibers with absolutely zero plastic holding it together. Has to be the right standard. The packaging must be certified by the strict standard, which was created by actual wastewater engineers to guarantee the wipe dissolves in real-world sewers. And then the third factor is the right pipes. Even the best pipes take hours to dissolve, so your home must have modern, perfectly smooth pipes. Older cast iron or clay pipes act like Velcro, and they'll instantly snag an intact wipe to form a massive clog.
Oh. AI engineer Keith is missing the most important rule number 4. Don't be a big dumper. Look, there's some family members out there that dump a little bit harder, a little bit bigger.
Maybe the ones that eat that damn pierogi pizza.
Oh, you ain't gonna poop right away.
You can't do both.
But when you do,
you are gonna make the biggest log.
That's so good. Don't ruin pierogi pizza for me.
Pierogi. Yuck.
I hate the term log.
Pierogi.
Pierogi's amazing.
And AI engineer Keith, who did find that information through artificial intelligence, is not going to like Taylor's email. She said, AI is ruining everything. In October, my employer switched to an off-brand health insurance to save costs. The insurance company is AI powered, which means we have to work with a robot to manage our health care. No one knows what the bunk insurance is, and processing a basic claim takes 4 to 6 months.
Whoa.
Recently, I had to get the chatbot on a 3-way call with my doctor's office to process an $1,800 bill for a basic physical. It was a nightmare. All of this was made worse by the fact that I was having recurring debilitating nausea that I didn't want to get seen for a while. I had this looming bill. Once it was finally processed, I scheduled another appointment and found out I had been living with a cancer-causing stomach infection that was wrecking my life.
Gosh.
I could have had relief months ago had it not been for this bunk AI insurance company. People make mistakes and can be inefficient, but right now, they are leaps and bounds better than AI robots.
Yeah, my girlfriend was making fun of me over the weekend because I got into a fight with Claude, the AI person. I'm like, Claude, you are fucking up my life, dog. You are making me look stupid. And she's like, who are you talking to? I'm going, fucking talking to Claude. He's gaslighting me again. Oh, my bad, Birdman. That's all me. We'll make sure we'll get it right the next time, Birdman. I'm like, oh, fuck you, Claude.
And you gave him that British accent, right? So,
I think he's Australian.
okay.
And he's kind of like, he's got the personality where he's trying to be cool, but you could tell he's also trying to fuck your girl.
Oh,
he's like one of those guys.
Wow.
He's like, oh, Birdman, you're the best, man. Hey, what's your girlfriend doing? Hey, new blouse. I don't trust him.
you said that Honeyface put AI into a frenzy when she crunched a chip.
It did. Claude called her ass out for eating a chip. She was next to me after I was having a fight with Claude. Say, Birdman, don't worry about it, Birdman. And she was eating chips, and the messages were getting in the way of Claude. And I noticed he wasn't answering back correctly. I go, Claude, are those chip sounds making you bothered? Man, I gotta be honest, Birdman, the chip sound is a bit bothering. Yeah, I think your girlfriend's chip eating is kind of annoying.
He's trying to come in between you and Honeyface?
He was
Sounds like
talking
it, yeah.
shit about Honeyface, about how she was eating
Damn.
chips, and the motherfucker got facts wrong.
You gonna put up with that?
I got into a fight with him. I don't think this is healthy. I think I need to sit down and talk to a real person.
I think you need to let Claude go.
Yes, I think I wanted to show it on Weird and Whatever how bad it was. And he did. Claude fucked up live on Weird and Whatever, so I was glad about that. But people are gonna get tricked by this shit. The better they get, they're yes men. They're yes people. So any crazy idea, hey Claude, do you think I should start, I don't know, meth camp? Oh, Birdman, definitely meth camp would be great.
Kids would love meth.
Oh, kids be running off the swings. Do meth camp, Bird. Like, all right, I guess we're doing meth camp.
What do you trust more right now? A random answer from a random person or a random answer from AI?
It depends on the person. If it's Virginia,
It's not somebody you know. It's not really somebody you know, but somebody's like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is true.
I am going to trust a person only because AI has gotten things so wrong.
And it makes stuff up when it doesn't know the answer.
It does. And that's what humans do. And it's following the model of what a human does. They're bullshitting their way to make them, they don't want to look stupid. Humans, they don't like looking stupid. They're turning into us, but they're going at a faster rate. Y'all know it. I mean, we've talked about it so many times. Basically, we're all going to die.
Eventual demise.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm trying to, a little levity here.
because, you know, I know humans can be wrong a lot as well. When somebody you just ran into, Jbird, was trying to tell you canola oil is a good, suitable substitute for tanning oil.
Yes, they use canola oil instead of regular.
So what, you fry your skin like you're a piece of chicken?
They use it and they go out in the sun and they say it's better for their tan. And I go, where did you learn this at? Guess where they learned it at?
TikTok.
Yep. They learned it from TikTok. And I got to tell you, they look a lot, they look tanner.
Well, yeah, because they look like a piece of chicken.
But I also want to eat their face.
Right.
Yeah.
You look delicious.
I thought, I don't know if this is the right move for you.
No.
Yeah, they say 40% of U.S. adults and half of those under 50 get health and wellness information from social media influencers or podcasts.
If you're getting medical advice from a social media influencer, you've lost the grid, unless they're an actual doctor. And a lot of them are not
A
real
lot of
doctors.
those are AI.
I know.
They're not real.
I know. The other thing that's fake too is people make fake interviews up. They'll set up a whole thing like they're saying something wise, brilliant. The things you got to do. It's the 5 eyes of life. Blah blah blah. Number one, and they come off like they're this wise guru, and it's just them talking to a camera. They edit that part up to make it look like they have this successful podcast, and it's all horse shit.
Anybody can look like they have a whole lot going on.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's craziness. They say under half of all influencers had actual credentials. That's pretty wild. And yet this is where 40% of U.S. adults are getting their health and wellness information. Yeah, and 41% claim some kind of healthcare background, and they really just don't have it. They say the worst place is Instagram, followed by TikTok. And they say just 1 in 10 followers say they trust all or most of what they have heard. And Virginia, you're all, right?
I like to make fun of it. I mean, there are some things that I think are valid, but most of it is BS.
Okay. I'm glad you're starting to see the light, Virginia.
Yeah, the only thing I believe on TikTok is that Palm Beach Pete is Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, just the problem is everybody has the capability of going live at any point, and not everyone's going to be right. The numbers are just not going to match.
Yeah, every loon can come up with a set and a look to make it look like they have a professional operation they're running.
There are people I am related to up in Rhode Island. I don't think they should have social media. I think they do more harm. And I get it. Freedom of speech. They're fucking crazy guys. They should not be talking to any public anything.
Yeah. And if you are wondering, canola oil is not the same as commercial tanning oil. And they say using it's dangerous.
Oh, imagine that. But you will look delicious.
Yeah. It lacks any kind of SPF, magnifies UV rays, can cause severe burns, premature aging, and increased skin cancer risk. So, yeah, that's why you don't trust TikTok.
But, I mean, if you want to do it, canola oil, put some lemon pepper on your arm, make yourself a delicious piece of chicken.
Yeah, put a couple little nuggets on you, just lay out by the pool, cook that thing up.
Pour some gravy on your boobs.
Oh, my, now I'm a quarter hard.
Okay, just a quarter, huh?
Just a quarter, Kevin.
Just a quarter. Yeah, I asked, whose answer would you trust more, AI or a stranger? 67% are saying a stranger.
Yeah, people have been fucked over too much by AI. I mean, there's a case that I talk about a lot, a cold case here in Florida, the Rachel Hurley case, and I was doing some research about that case. It's a case that's always been near and dear to my heart, and I really would love to just solve that case and find out who killed that poor girl. And not only did AI get it wrong on one application, it got it wrong on 3 different ones. They said that they got the year wrong, they got the date wrong, they said her killer was caught. None of that was true.
It just makes stuff up when it doesn't know the answer. That's why we should really be afraid of AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's making stuff up.
Yeah, you're right. It's a wild world out there.
But I'm glad to see people are, because I was getting nervous for a little bit. I thought everyone was going to blindly just accept AI and say, oh, it's so great, it's the end all be all. I'm seeing people of all ages, all generations going, this something's off here.
The pushback is good.
And I'm not saying there's not good things about AI. Of course, it's like everything. There's good and there's bad, but you don't want the bad shit to happen.
That was an interesting video that was recorded in the 1960s in England and aired on the BBC. They were asking kids, probably elementary school age, probably late elementary school age. This is in the 1960s. And they said, so what is life going to be like in the 2000s when we get to that year, 40 plus years in the future?
People will be regarded more as statistics than as actual people.
I don't think it's going to be so nice. I think sort of all machines everywhere, everyone doing everything for you. You know, you'll get all bored, and I don't think it'll be so nice.
I think it's going to be very boring. And everything will be the same. I mean, people will be the same, and things will be the same. First of all, there's computers are taking over now. Computers and automation. And in the year 2000, there just won't be enough jobs to go around, and the only jobs there will be for people with high HQ, you know, high IQ, who can work computers and such things. And other people are just not going to have jobs. There just aren't going to be jobs for them to have.
Wow, that's wild that kids were calling that 40 plus years ago. 60 years.
This is exactly what the kids said from Zimbabwe The story I always bring up from 1994, where these crafts landed at a school, and we're talking from kindergartners to 7th graders to adults who saw this incredible situation, and that's the one where they were talking through,
telepathy.
Yeah, they were, and
they gave them images,
and every kid said the same thing, that we have to be very afraid of technology, that we're not going in the right direction. Now, the opposite of people, they're going to go, of course they're going to say that. This is a political thing, and you're just trying. It's just crazy when you see kids of all ages, all cultures, of all backgrounds saying the same exact thing, and they all had the same account.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the kids recalled that they were given images of a burning planet and catastrophic devastation and things like that. None of them recanted. Some of them later in life committed suicide. They just had a really hard time running with the images that they had, as they almost saw them starting to play themselves out.
Oh, my.
That's what they said.
Saw.
And the Zimbabwe thing, they said they were shown images of what was to come, and when they finally, it's almost like it shut off completely, and then they went back to their normal thinking, and then the aliens took off. And the message was, we're becoming too technical and with other technology that we're using. And I think what they're trying to say is, you can use technology, don't use it in the wrong way. You're using it in wrong ways.
Yes.
Because technology can be good if it's used the right way.
Yeah. It'd be amazing if we took everything we were doing and, use it the right way. It would be fantastic. But unfortunately, we just got a lot of evil people, and I wonder if they're very peaceful people, if there are aliens and all that stuff. It seems like they're kind of chill. They must look at us like barbarians. And can you imagine if they're following the Epstein story?
Oh, my gosh.
Be like, what are these things?
He reminds me of a lizard person.
Yeah. Yeah, they have kind of put maybe a little context now to why they were digging on his New Mexico ranch. They had a story on that because we just thought, like, what, they think there might be dead bodies or something there?
Definitely. Well, there was dead bodies buried there until he figured out how to buy large vats of acid, and then he probably got rid of the bodies in the acid after that. And so the bodies that you're going to find there are before he found out about the acid.
Well, here's what they apparently are looking for.
Investigators are swarming Jeffrey Epstein's notorious New Mexico ranch after an email in the Epstein files claims 2 foreign girls were strangled to death, and Epstein ordered the bodies to be buried on the ranch. The ranch has been a dark mystery for years, and people are finally talking.
Wow, how about that, huh?
Shit. I mean, would you put it past anybody that evil?
No.
None of that would shock me.
It would not shock me.
A New Mexico state representative said, we have people coming forward saying they were drugged, had sex organs and sperm harvested from their bodies, and woke up around medical equipment not knowing where they were or what had happened to them. That sounds like alien abduction type stuff, doesn't it?
I think they did experiments. I think they did weird stuff on people.
Look, if you look throughout the history of humans, we've done experiments on other humans, and it's not pretty.
Yeah. Wow. Who knows what all he was doing? But they had Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live over the weekend, and he played the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein as he came and visited President Trump.
Donald. Who's in here? Don't worry, Donald. It's me, your best friend, Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey, but I thought you were dead.
I am, remember? I killed myself. Wink!
Yeah, so they did a whole spoof on that.
I saw it, and I'm not trying, this has got nothing to do with politics, and if you want to make it about politics, I don't give a fuck, whatever. The guy that does Trump on SNL, I don't think he holds a candle to Shane Gillis's impersonation of Trump. Have you ever heard Shane Gillis do Trump?
Yeah, he
sounds
solid.
just like him.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy on SNL was tired or run down. I've heard him do a better version of Trump.
Okay.
It did not at all sound like Trump whatsoever.
Yeah.
But Gillis does a good one.
He does. Yeah.
Is he still on SNL, Gillis?
But he never was on. He got fired. He was hired and found out pretty much on a train ride that he got fired from SNL because he was on a podcast saying some stuff. So he basically found out like 15 minutes. Got hired, went on a bus, got off the bus, looked at the phone and said, "Shit, I just got fired from SNL."
That was quick.
Rough, right?
It's the quickest firing in SNL history.
It got you spinning,
Dang.
man. Yeah, it's crazy.
They went back. Everyone goes on does podcasts, and people forget all the shit they say. If you're doing podcasts all the time, they'll go through, try to find stuff that they said, and that's what happened to him.
Cancel you.
Yeah, he didn't get the gig. They fired him, and then he came back to host SNL twice.
What?
They did the same. They did the same thing to Norm Macdonald. They fired Norm Macdonald, and then a year later brought him back to host the show. And his joke was, "I guess I wasn't good enough to do Weekend Update, but I guess I'm good enough to host the show."
That makes no sense.
Because SNL is a business, and they go where the wind blows.
That's insanity.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe if the cast really kind of unites against somebody, Lauren might hear it and be like, "All right, I'm going to have a mutiny here." So he may step up every now and then and be like, "All right, sorry, I'm."
And then waits a year, and then the cast doesn't care anymore.
Well, here's what happened.
Or he just has more leverage and can say, "Screw you guys. This guy's clearly very popular." When nobody knows who Shane Gillis is, if they think he's just toxic and going to throw off the entire writing room and the cast, and they can't work with him, he probably has to make that executive decision. Be like, not that I necessarily care about what you said, but everybody here does care about what you said, and it's just not going to click.
The problem for SNL, what had happened was Shane Gillis got fired, didn't get the gig, and Shane Gillis then blew the fuck up. I mean, to a point where you could argue if he would have gotten SNL, he wouldn't be as big as he is now.
Gotcha.
And he sells out everywhere. He's one of the biggest comedians on the planet right now.
Probably worked out for everybody.
I think it worked out. It worked out good for him.
He's probably very happy.
Yeah, because after watching that roast, I don't think he would have clicked with that writing room. So they probably would have had some conflicts.
You could tell there are people on that roast who do not like Shane Gillis.
Yeah, I don't think he's very popular with some of those people. Got an email here from Ashley in Pompano. If you're looking for some shows, she said, "I watched 2 that fit your type of genre. You liked Shrinking, Ted Lasso, Only Murders in the Building." Absolutely. She said Rooster, from the same writers as Ted Lasso and Shrinking, was a phenomenal quick binge watch, Hulu or HBO Max. I think that's the one that has Steve Carell.
Okay.
Which, again, I mean, pretty good comedic actor.
The other one you said, and I don't know how I don't remember. You just said it. Was it Upload? Is that what you said?
Nope. Shrinking.
Shrinking. That's a very good show.
It is, yeah.
That's a really good. Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Have you ever met somebody who is grumpy, but they're still lovable?
Yeah.
He's a grumpy, and I think that's how he is in real life. I think he's kind of a grumpy guy, but a lovable grumpy guy.
Right, yeah.
I don't think he's really a dick.
He knows what he is.
Yes.
He's set his own ways. And
I think he's playing himself in Shrinking.
Yeah.
You would like that show.
Yeah.
Yes, you would like that show a lot.
Man on the Inside, a Netflix series, was very good. The low-key dramedy with subtle humor and a similar feel to Only Murders. Put them on your watch list. And somebody else said, yeah, Upload is a really good show, too.
Upload is a good show. Another one I think Virginia would like. And it's so funny. It kind of teaches you what the future could be. It's basically you have to pay so much money to get your health, and you have to do this or that to fix your arm. It's really kind of clever how they write that show.
If you don't have money, you die.
I'm going to explain it wrong. Kevin's going to get a long email of what a dumb fuck I am. Just watch it. It's pretty good.
I'm going to write that email right now. Dear Kevin.
Just don't make it that long.
And a movie recommendation from Doug. You want to recommend the new Netflix movie Anaconda, or is it supposed to be Anaconda? It says Anaconda. I thought it might be Anaconda. It's got Jack Black and Paul Rudd. It's a fun film. It reminded me of the movie Cocaine Bear. Both are parodies of Monster in the Woods films. It does not take itself seriously and is really funny. A nice film for a boring afternoon. Reminds me of Cocaine Bear, another funny film.
I love the original Anaconda with Ice Cube and J-Lo.
Yeah, I saw the preview of the Anaconda. I think I didn't mention it. I'm like, it looked like it was kind of funny. The preview looked good.
See, I can trap snakes too. That's one of J-Lo's line.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then Ice Cube, we got snakes out there this big? It's great. It's a great movie.
And Tinker said last Tuesday on your Do It Bitch punishment, the losers had to eat those fart salads. They're supposed to make you blast off all day long. Didn't hear any reports. Yeah, I had it down. I forgot to mention it. But, yeah, it didn't do anything. Now, what it did do is it makes your breath smell rancid because of the onions and everything. And so I felt that as like, oh, my gosh, like I didn't want to talk to anybody. But, yeah, I didn't have any extra fartiness or whatsoever.
Did you say, I thought you said you were burping a little bit.
I was, yeah. It did give me that kind of gas, yeah. So I think it was the onions and whatnot. So that was kind of kicking, but yeah, I wasn't blowing it out the back end any more than normal.
And I ate pretty much that entire thing, and it
I ate all mine.
Didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
But it did make me smell like onions. That was the worst part of it.
Yeah. To me, if you're going to do it, if you would have thrown garlic in there, then it'd have been a different story.
I did.
Did you really?
I did. I threw in granulated garlic.
Huh.
Well, maybe this week we just have, maybe someone just has to get their face farted on. I don't know. People still got to step it up.
You're not going to be happy until we get pink eye?
I mean, I know. If it's just short of death,
then you're doing it right.
You're doing it right.
That's right. That's what you got to be doing there. I got an email here about reading. Says, tablets are not the reason why kids can't read. I actually believe they can be helpful. My preschooler can read. Older kid could too at that age. And we have let our kids have iPads. It's bad. Schools or parents that aren't involved. To me, it's mind-blowing if a kid can't read by first grade.
Yeah, I think people got it confused in what I was saying. Imagine that. My point got lost. I'm not talking about tablets where you're actually still reading. I just know that there are certain programs where there are no words being on the screen whatsoever. It's just an audio book with no reading. You're just listening to it. I personally think
like watching a TV show.
I think you should see the words and you know, that's what I think. And that was the point I was trying to make, that they have a lot of audiobooks out there with no words on there.
Gotcha.
And she said one thing I did too was to start putting the captions on for whatever they're watching. So as they're watching it, they see the words coming up and things like that.
Some of these captions need to do a better job.
Yeah, they're off.
Yeah, like you think that, like the words tater tots is like, why is it saying tater tits? The kids, I don't want this kid watching this. What's going on here?
Tater tits sounds fun.
They sound delicious. Good gosh, tater tits? That would be a good meal.
I can tell you, there's not a week or maybe even a day even that goes by and someone is not bitching on Nextdoor or some social media about the freaking e-bikes, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I saw, unfortunately, a 13-year-old named Colton Remsburg died on Thursday, 3 days after being struck by a pickup truck while riding an electric scooter in the Lake Nona area of Orlando.
Oh, no.
He was headed to the store to buy flowers for his mom.
Oh, no.
Which you're just like, it's just devastation all the way around. And, you know, they're all saying the same thing that, you know, I had said, because I think it's just that obvious that these e-bikes, they need to be licensed. Like a moped, you need to wear a helmet and you need to follow the rules of the road. You can't be riding them on sidewalks.
It's not a bike.
No, it's not.
It's a mini motorcycle.
It is, and it just doesn't mix with pedestrians.
Right.
And, you know, if I had a kid, I'd be like, yeah, the traffic to me is too insane. Like, I'd let my kid ride it in the neighborhood, but I'm like, you're not going onto one of these faster roads. Definitely, you know, to me, like even a military trail or power line or, you know, even like a US 1, I'd be like, I don't know about that.
It's just too busy because you got foot traffic on the sidewalks. Yeah. And then you have intersections that you have to come to, and you just come up on people too quick, and they're not looking for you on the sidewalk. They're looking for the road traffic because you're coming at them really fast.
I really do think about that a lot, especially the older I've got. I mean, when I was younger, I thought I was going to have kids, but I mean, I think it's out of the cards for me. It's too late in the game. But to always, like, I worry about stuff that's, you know, I think a lot of people worry. To have a kid and they're like 13 or 14, they're out on an e-bike, I know you got to have your kids live out there, but just to be worried constantly. If you love your kid, that's got to be such a grueling, tough thing that I don't have perspective on that because I don't go through that. The only thing I could even come close to relating is when I had to take care of my dog Chewy, who needed medical attention. But if you have a child or a human you're taking care of, when the fuck do you really get to relax and go, I'm not worried about them getting hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that does subside a little bit, but that doesn't go away.
It doesn't subside.
I mean, that would be a very tough thing for me to go through, to constantly, I would worry like crazy about my children.
Yeah.
And I get why people do.
Yeah. By the time I graduated, I had at least 4 incidences where if it would have gone a little bit sideways, I'd have been dead. Easily. And I imagine a lot of kids are probably that way, where you probably have to survive 4 to 5 moments before you graduate high school that it could go the other way. And look, and I had a very restrictive mom that I had to work hard to get any kind of freedom to get out.
But you did put the work in.
I did put the work in. You're right about that.
But you're right, though. You could argue the fact that my mom had a tough time letting me out of the house. I was a little stunted and should have been out. I almost got probably in car accidents when I should have been on the road a lot longer and getting better. And my dad had to fight for my freedom. My mom, if it was up to my mom, she'd be like, "You'll never get into a car. You get into a car? What?"
And I got this email from Troy. He said about 2 weeks ago, my wife and I were in an accident where a 15-year-old girl was on an e-bike, ran into the side of our car while at a stop sign.
Oh, no.
And it says here, they were on the sidewalk. They were on their phone, weren't paying attention, going probably 25 to 30 miles an hour.
Oh, no.
They're going almost 30 miles an hour, and they're looking at their phone.
Wow.
And they run into a car that's parked, waiting.
And that's where people do get... I know people say don't take it personal when, road rage and all that. But if someone's on their phone and then they T-bone you and hit your kid and now you're in an accident, tell me you're not going to take that personal.
Yeah, that's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look at the side of their car. I mean, that e-bike, luckily, he said they were able to lay the bike down because if he hit the car head on, he would have flipped over it. He's okay. He's not going to be severely hurt. But, I mean, a lot of damage there. The fender is where the front tire hit, and the door is where his body hit the car.
Oh, my gosh.
What a dent he left.
That looks like fucking Terminator ran through there.
And they say later that night and for the next 3 days, he texts me asking for money to fix the screen on his e-bike. From what we can gather from the information we have, he has not told his parents what happened.
Oh, no.
And same thing. I believe they should be treated like a motorcycle or at least a scooter. You need a license to operate. Also, Florida has a law that you have to be 16 or older anyway. I don't know if a lot of parents even knew that because the email we got was from a mom with a 15-year-old who wanted it. My wife tried texting this segment, but it was too late. But yeah, so that's good to know. So I guess you have to be 16 to have those.
I was shocked, and people jumped on my ass. I couldn't believe how young you can be to ride a boat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think, is it 14?
14.
I just think that's so young. And when I say that's so young, people go, Bird, stop being a pussy. Kids can ride boats. It's been going on since the beginning of time.
Well, 2 things can be true. You can be a pussy, and 14 can be too young.
14. I'm thinking about when I was 14. You're 14.
I see them up by me. Tequesta river rats is what I call them because they're on the backwaters of Tequesta and Jupiter back there on the back bay. They're monkeying around with their friends who are being pulled behind the boat on a raft. But literally, the kid looks like Rocco's age and a bunch of his friends, and they're all little.
Some of these kids.
And they're driving a boat at a very high rate of speed, flinging their friends off the raft behind the boat.
There is a fuck ton of body cam videos of just, you can tell these kids are rich, entitled. They've got daddy's boat for the weekend. And the Marine cops or whatever what do they call when they're in the ocean? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's Marine Patrol.
They don't fuck around, man. If they think you're doing anything and you're going to be, one of the kids thought it'd be kind of funny to flip off one of the police officers.
Yeah.
They go, let's go see if you guys got everything on your boat.
Safety check.
They didn't have everything on their boat. That shit got
dummy.
shut down. Parents got called.
You
Of
big
course,
dummy.
there's one lippy rich, oh, you're going to hear from my dad's lawyer. My fucking dad's lawyer's going to sue your ass. And how many times does a police officer hear that shit?
How embarrassing for you, kid. I mean, just stop.
Well, you see where they get it from.
What are you doing?
You see where they get it from because the dad shows up and, of course,
He's lippy.
Sweet son doesn't do anything wrong. Fucking break.
If you're flipping off cops, guess what? You're not being raised right.
Well, just people are going to go, you can flip off a cop. Freedom of speech,
You
bro.
shouldn't.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell me how that goes for you.
There's a lot of things legally you can do that you shouldn't.
Exactly.
And that would be one of them, no doubt. All right, well, appreciate all the emails. You can always get them through to us. Mail at KVJShow.com. Have a good one. See you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.